The keep's coming along nicely.
Welcome.
The keep's coming along nicely.
I'll take a look.
The stench. Even worse when dead. Gut him and bring him...
Steady does it.
I'll take a peek.
Dalfilathili.
Let's go! Let's go!
Nice and slow.
Let's go!
It's good to be on the road again. Dave Dalfilathili.
I'm trapped in here.
I'll get it open. Let's go!
I'll give it a try, at least. I'll give it a try, at least.
Let's go. Let's go.
Nice and slow.
You repeat all I say. All I say. Say.
Dead on.
Let's go.
I have them!
I'm on the trail.
Thou shalt not believe.
Can't get a good shot with this.
I am free. Brave thou shalt not believe. Brave thou shalt not believe.
Let's go.
al filat.
I've got it. Finished. Let's go!
Braved al filat.
I have them!
Back again? I told you. Of course, a fresh fool to replace the last fools. What brings you stomping through my workshop, eh? Straight to business, no nonsense. We appreciate that, don't we?
Anything for a breather from your endless yammering.
You would miss me if I were gone, Aimura. For who would tolerate your barbs and insults? But you come seeking the White Forge. Like they are. Boys with smooth cheeks and wild dreams. Girls with bright ribbons tied next to their scabbards. Old men and women, too, seeking a final blaze of glory before they're snuffed out for another turn at the wheel. Sound familiar? I have this conversation with every pig-headed swashbuckler those Postenagos and stalwarts send here. Go see Garvino, they say. Surely he'll help you.
Must have slipped their minds what a busy and important fellow you are.
I should have let them stone you. Would have silenced your endless rattling forever.
Then you'd have naught but those frostbitten inbreds for company.
Of course you would. What would anyone here do without me? Sientere. It has been a long time since anyone addressed me so. The villagers and their adventurers hammer and pry at the battery as if they were laying siege to some moldering lord's keep. But those stones were laid by some of the finest builders ever to have lived, disciples of Abidan in the truest sense. They will not fall by the whims of any kith. And the door itself, it is infused with living essence. With the secrets of the Pargrunen dwarves, of course. The Pargrunen of Durgan's battery perished within their own keep, victims of a violent disagreement among their own commandants. Surely in the village you have heard stories, no? Disappearing caravans, tracks in the snow, screams from the high towers. The work of spirits still trapped in the battery, and a testament to those impenetrable walls. But the door of the keep, the one the Pargrunen filled with essence, it was made to listen, to recognize its masters. Traditional Optapo cultures revolved around language. Words revealed who they were and where they were from. That is why you need a Kandek. Some liken it to a poem, others to an anthem. In reality, it is more than either. A Kandek is a statement of purpose, a declaration of identity. Each is unique to its stronghold. Thus, to enter a fortress like Durgan's battery, you would stand at the gate and recite its Kandek. To learn the Kandek, you must speak with one of the dwarves of Durgan's battery. A shame they are all dead, no? But no doubt their souls live on in one or two of the villagers of Stalwart. Like fine wine poured into a cheap pot. But to identify them, that is the first problem. You would need the skills of an animancer. A watcher? Diverus? If this is true, then you could find a sole descendant from Durgan's battery, no question. But the greater difficulty remains. You would have to learn the Kandek from the dormant soul. And to do that, you would have to awaken it. An awakening is merely the jolting of a dormant soul into consciousness. When such things happen normally, it is because something has reminded the subject of a past life, often violently so. Thus, to awaken one of the former dwarves of Durgan's battery, you will need to address that soul, and preferably by name. But show some care. When you examine these souls, whatever it is you watchers do, you may see images, memories. These are moments of special import. What you see will tell you much about the person, and perhaps the condition in which they awaken. Awaken them from a traumatic memory, and who knows? Maybe they awaken thirsty for blood. Or maybe you awaken someone else. Here, this has been tuned to the Eon of Durgan's battery. Use it near the villagers, and it should tell you if one has a soul old enough to have come from the battery. Oh, yes. Whoever you awaken will live with the memories and the personality of a past life. Maybe peacefully, maybe not. That is why you must pay attention to the soul you would awaken, no? It is a monumental thing to impose on another, but these are the very people who wish to rediscover the White Forge, Verus. It is a pleasure to have such a courteous guest for a change. A shame you must start to your boots in Stalwart.
I'm going with him.
You? Go to Stalwart? Is this your macabre sense of humor, or has something gone to rust in the beautiful head I crafted?
No one will bother me while I'm with him. Besides, I can help him find people in Stalwart.
You haven't been to Stalwart in 13 years. And this Watcher sees souls. What help could you be? Besides, I have need of you here. You owe whatever remains of your wicked life to me. This charming specimen is a convicted murderer. The Devil of Carrick, she's called.
Mighty fine of you to start with my good qualities, and you wonder why we don't get more visitors.
Killed over a dozen people before they finally caught up to her in Stalwart. Perfect company for lonely camps and mountain passes, no?
Hey, I know how to start a campfire.
The only reason she's not a frozen corpse is because I convinced the old mayor to let me try an experiment. Into a work of art! Look at this! Craftsmanship worthy of a jeweler. Fully articulated joints, capable of grasping a pen and writing her own name.
And of crushing your throat.
Show me another smith anywhere in the Deerwood who is capable of such delicacy and precision. She is a masterpiece. Why build a fortress, or a village, or anything? To make something that keeps, that... It was the early days of the Legacy. My peers in the colleges of Animancy were filling the Hollowborn with the souls of animals. I thought there was a better way.
One with a Plum Academy job back in Salona? Don't forget that part.
She committed her first crime in the village of Karak. Burned their family alive in their home. Did the same thing in half a dozen other villages, but their name stuck.
Here we go.
They were going to stone her anyway. Why not allow her to be put to some useful purpose?
My life's ambition. To serve somebody's useful purpose.
I approached Mayor Sinahiod and begged. He saw the potential and allowed me the privilege of attempting my little experiment. Then, I accomplished what few Animancers have even dreamed of. No academic support, no patron. Just me in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, now you got 'em all wound up.
I transferred a fully intact soul from a living subject to a fabricated body. She retained her personalities, her memories, all of it. Yet the villagers saw only a stolen corpse. She may be mad, but she's no fool. She wouldn't survive long on her own. If the villagers didn't send a hunting party after her, the Eramans would claim her. Her joints and mechanisms require maintenance, and she cannot perform all of it herself.
See, he's reminding me. In case I get any bright ideas.
She's a fine specimen, her personality notwithstanding. Quay? No, you don't know what you ask. This woman, the Devil of Carrick, she was a notorious murderer, burned people alive all over the region. Besides, she works for me. After all, I am the one who preserved her. Listen, Aimiko. If you're set on traveling with her, I won't stop you.
Fine price for a blacksmith striker. Suppose I should be flattered.
And there you have it, a bargain. A moment. You are going back to Stalwart, yes? Perhaps you could do me a favor. There is a man in the village named Grinde, the head fisherman. The rest of Stalwart kisses his feet because he fills their stinking plates with speckleback. Humiliate him, of course. Show his neighbors what he truly is. He's always been a Ripple sponge addict. Just got good at hiding it once his sainted sister died and left him in charge of the fishery. But he keeps a stash in the fishery. Sneaks in at night when the others have gone home, and emerges sluggish and red-eyed a few hours later. I want you to expose him. That self-righteous meddler engineered my eviction from the village. Now I want him to feel the scorn of those mush-brained imbeciles. Do not answer me now. But when you return to that festering eyesore and smell the stink of fish that hangs in the air, consider what I've said. Besides, you appreciate a good joke, don't you? Diverus, this will be a great one. But be sure to approach the fishery by night, when it's empty. They will give you no end of trouble if they see you stealing during the day. Other projects, they are none of your concern. Feels dark. For years I've been trying to create another like the Devil of Carrick. Yet those post-Enagos in Stalwart destroyed my machinery. Now, I can only create these broken, mindless things. The Devil remains my most perfect creation. Smugglers, slavers, fugitives, the kind of riffraff that pass this way. Rarely... I can't present the Devil of Carrick to the academies, can I? A mad woman and a murderer? No. I need to bring a success to the Republics.
Look
lively, lad.
I bring...
I have them!
Let's go!
Can't move now.
Let's
Get
go!
it open. I'll get it open. Finished. Brave thou Philotheles.
Can't move now.
Now is not the time.
Let's go!
Brave thou Philotheles. Brave thou
I can think of a better place for this stuff.
Let's go!
I'm glad we'll shoulder the load, but the pack won't hold anymore.
Let's go!
Can't move now.
Let's go!
Need something? I'm good. Take this too. Now, just so we're clear, I don't know your business with him, and I don't want to either. So, if you get into trouble, don't expect me at your side. Far as I'm concerned, our business is...
Your master awaits. A wizard must protect himself from the arcane and the mundane, from spellcaster and soldier alike. Of the many defenses available to the wizard, which comes first? Your master. A wizard must protect himself from the... You have learned well, but a wizard must also defend against his own deficiencies, lest he fall to them. Many fall by overestimating their own power. Yet for the wizard who understands the nature of magic, power is nearly limitless. What quality of magic is most critical to powerful spell work? Yes, though few will ever grow skilled enough to wield it, one test of your understanding remains. What is a wizard's true foe? You may proceed. Yes, you have the look of one who's lived by the sword. Yet you're a far cry from the hapless brutes camped above us. What brings you to my study? What did you expect to find? An old man hiding from his attackers? Weak or strong, the flesh expires. I'm a lich, and beyond the grip of a common death, for I have already embraced an uncommon one. I can deal with whatever pathetic mercenary band my rivals have sent after my phylactery. But yes, you spells are fueled by ambient essence in the ether. Because the medium is so poor, a wizard must normally focus his efforts on the runes and incantations that channel it. But imagine what could be done with a more powerful source of essence. A Watcher's soul, for instance. The most demanding and visionary kind. The kind that wizards have argued over for centuries. Names like Cadabald the Red and Mara of the Seven Hills. Even you must know of them, the power to warp and wind time, like a skein of wool wrapped about your finger, to strangle its flow to a mere trickle, perhaps to reverse it altogether. One of the other. My wagers on Arkemir or Lengrath, always high. In my eyes or theirs? We've all Would you think to steal it from under my nose? A phylactery isn't some bauble I wear around my neck or hide in a chest. It's a complex layer of spellwork carved into my skull with runes and sealed with a peg of Hadra. It is the reason I'm here, surviving.
Brave Dalphilon.
Arthur Worthen Rock.
Isn't how I usually work.
Arthur.
I'm stuck.
Arthur.
Stand still!
Breathe. Ooh.
I'm stuck.
Lava room. Ten. Lava. Beyond seek.
I won't go down so easily.
Arthur Worthen.
Let's go.
Arthur Worthen Rock. Lava Roo beyond seek.